Tonight, we'll come again. It's a long time where you never come home. Really low, I do wonder. Papa, mommy, begin on the wonder. Really low, them the wonder. My brother, now where you there? When you go come back home? My sister, now where you there? When you go come back home? You sing the music, you can say you like them, come back. If you dance to the rhythm, what people they get for come back. Halted, football, be Dream me for tomorrow, we got a world and it goes. The end is generation to the younger generation. You guys want me Make it dance to the rhythm what people don't come. Halted, football,
Hello, everyone. Hello, and good day. Good day from me. My name is Miranda OBEN, as you already know, and it's a pleasure to have another lovely session with you today. I work Monday through Fridays as an IT engineer, but I double up as a beloved wife and mom. But my passion, you already know, is bringing out the best out of everyone. A very warm hello to you all watching, all tuning in, all catching up later, and a huge hug to my team, which is doing a fantastic job to ensure we have the best of the best on our interviews daily. These Facebook Live interviews are powered by the globally located returnees team. I am so proud to lead such an amazing team. You believe when you climb to the top of the mountain, you don't look down on others. You turn around and hold their hands and lift them up. So in these interview sessions, we are very, very happy to have received great feedback from you all. My guests of today are behind the scenes waiting to get on to start this with you. And my team is grateful for all the kind words you have been sending to us. Now, the world is currently facing an unprecedented crisis, and this is a fight, really, right? It's a global enemy. We're fighting an invisible enemy. The novel coronavirus has kept everyone locked down, the COVID-19. In order to ensure that no one is left behind, we carry out these interviews across the world with diverse guests daily. These amazing guests include medical experts, entrepreneurs, visionaries, CEOs, and what have you. Kindly visit our various pages, especially the Returnees Project Incorporated Facebook page for more videos. You'll definitely learn a thing or two. Try to go down our timeline and use this lockdown period to make good use of the opportunities presented with our guests are identifying and showing us. Oh, many more guests are lined up for the next couple of weeks. You do not want to miss this. My team is working hard and we're planning an interview with Aisha Sise, the former anchor of CNN International. So you don't want to miss that. Stay tuned. Well, like we always say, right? You can never tell who is watching. So keep excelling. Today's guests are Klarah ENIE and Fanny NZIE. These are makeup artists par excellence, very professional in all they do. They are breaking their own records and using their passion to bring smiles to people's faces. How about using your passion and not only your profession? You hear more from them. Now, the losses which are going on during this period, the challenges, and most importantly, how to use your time during this lockdown is what we focus on in the interviews. But this is actually a fascinating day because I have to be, sitting and talking to two ladies who have used their passion effectively in a way that even during the lockdown, they're still able to put this to use. So you might want to learn from them. Now, contrary to public opinion, women cannot work with each other, but these ladies have proven to us that they can work together efficiently. So we want to know their secrets. We also want to know what to do during this period as a woman to remain really very beautiful and, of course, have the best makeup tactics or secrets they know. But then to wrap up with, we're talking about the issue of copycats, right? Not copying from each other, but remaining authentic in what we do. The top makeup artist, Klarah ENIE and Fanny NZIE, found the time this afternoon to talk to us. And that made my team and I really, really happy. So I'll be bringing them on now from behind the scenes so we can ask them all the questions we've always wanted to ask them and get to know more about what it is that makes them who they are. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me the very, very beautiful Fanny NZIE and Klarah ENIE. Welcome to the show, ladies. Hey.
Hi.
I knew
Hi.
you girls were going to be killer. Look how beautiful you look. Fanny, you look glorious. Klarah, you look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You girls are just amazing at what you do. I was just trying to introduce you, but it's hard to always find the words to say what it is you do and the kind of joy we feel when we see you arrive, because we know that after the transformation, we're going to look even more beautiful than ever. But before we go into makeup, how are you today?
Oh, we're great. we look good, so we're great. We're doing great, right? We feel good.
Lovely. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. How has your day been like today? Just describe what it is like for a professional makeup artist to wake up until now. Let's start with you, Fanny. How has your day been like?
Oh, wow. My day, I'm a mom, so I've basically been doing what a mom normally does on a Sunday, get ready with the kids, do pancakes and just have that, huge breakfast, Sunday breakfast, and just try to clean up a little bit, and do a little bit of homework with the kids. And yeah, then get ready literally for the show, make sure that, I slay for this show. So that's about it for today.
Slay for the show. Slay for the show. Tell me, Klarah, how has your day been like?
Yeah, it's actually been a regular day for me. I'm a single mom of 2 also. So I got my kids all ready. We cooked, we cleaned. And yeah, I told them I have to be live today. So I also need some time to get myself ready. Of course, I don't do makeup on a regular. So, so I actually need some time off, like an hour or so, to get myself prepped for this show.
It would have surprised me, like on a normal day in a lockdown when people are relaxed at home, you girls are looking so beautiful. I would have been like, okay, this makeup thing, even behind the scenes, is like that. So people kind of think that you wake up every day looking the way you look. Do you have regular days when you're just laid back and looking natural? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, actually, from Mondays to Fridays, we look like the way we look normally, like without makeup,
Right.
And it's usually on the weekends that we start wearing our makeup because we step out for events or we have to do online classes, so we need to look professional. So on regular days, if you're trying to if you're trying to recognize Fanny on the streets, you know, just make sure you don't have a picture of her from Instagram or Facebook, because that's not going to be her.
Now that's the Instagram page picture, and then a regular day. What does a regular day look like for you, Klarah?
Oops. Okay, on a regular, I don't have my wig on like this one. I don't have my eyebrows made. I'm not going to be wearing red lipstick.
Okay.
On a regular, I look almost homeless. but I make sure on a regular, I make sure my skin is it breathes, and I take good care of my skin. I have a routine which I follow. So on a regular, I think yeah, I think I look naturally beautiful too.
That's self-confidence, exactly. That's self-confidence, and that's what we want to impart on ladies. We want to impart on kids as well. Let them understand that even without the makeup, they're still very beautiful naturally. Exactly. But of course, we went out of our way to try to look, you know, great for the guests today. And of course, I'm happy to have you both, because I mean, it's a lockdown period, but it's not necessarily, you know, we can't have two people having the same time to go into the live interview with us. So my team actually appreciates the fact that we suggested this exclusive interview with you, and both of you accepted to get on board. So thank you once more for joining us.
You welcome.
Oh, thank you too.
Yeah, but before we go on deeply into makeup and stuff, tell us a little bit about yourselves. I always use something I want to call the 3 Ps: profession, passion, and private, if you care. So who is Fanny? Starting with you, Fanny, and then after Klarah, tell us a bit more about yourself.
Fanny is a biologist by training. I work as team leader in a top food microbiology company here in NIV. So literally my Mondays to Fridays are completely full because I work full time. I'm also a mom of a young boy, 5-year-old. And he's in kindergarten, so my days are usually the basic routine of dropping him off at kindergarten, rushing off at work, coming back from there, and heading home, you know, to take care of whatever activities he has after kindergarten. Aside from that, my side hustle is being a makeup artist. I've been doing that for like 4 years now professionally, and somewhere along the line, I met this amazing woman here, and we have been able to work for the past 2 to 3 years together and grow together in our business. So that is just all about me.
Right. We'll discover more during the interview, right? We'll discover more about you. Now let's go on to Klarah. Klarah, tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Klarah, and I go by the name Beautiful You on social media. I'm a mom of 2 boys. Oh, it's a handful. I'm an integration helper, so I help kids in school who have social abilities and physical disabilities. And yeah, as I said, I'm a proud mom of 2 boys, and Monday to Fridays it's work, taking care of the kids, helping them with their homework, the very regular. And I used to own a beauty salon in Essen, which I closed last year. It was really tough with the kids because I live in Bochum and my shop was in Essen. And yeah, Fanny would come from time to time to help me out because on weekends it was hectic. So I think when it was like almost hitting the peak, I had to shut it down because it wasn't easy with kids. I had to be in the salon sometimes till 2 a.m. Miranda. Once I even had to do Miranda's makeup at 2 a.m. in the morning. She was sleeping, and I was. Yeah, so it was really hectic. I actually had just like 2 days off, Sundays and Mondays, and the rest of the week I had to be at the shop. So my kids, it was really tough. So I actually had to close it down. Yeah, but so far so good. I think I'm now more mobile, and I enjoy the ride. Of course, Fanny has always been my my backbone and my side bone, and it's actually a lovely ride so far. We have great moments. I mean, I have no regrets actually pursuing my passion.
Great. She blew you a kiss. for both of you now. I love, to be honest, I say this to the viewers, I say this to everybody who is watching now, who will watch later. I love to see women working together, right? Holding each other's, setting each other's crown up and making sure that we succeed together collectively, right? So I actually have always been fascinated when I see the play between you. I want to call this actually a makeup marriage. When I see your makeup marriage, but tell me, how did you two meet? How did you meet? Fanny, you were
my DM.
So I think I'm the one who's back then when I was like still getting into the makeup market, I was still doing my first steps in there. And it was really hard for me to find makeup products for dark skins because I was so, I was so engrossed, with, mastering, the makeup on dark skins. But the huge advantage we had back then, I think this was 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't have enough variety of products for dark skins in the German market. So I had a hard time, finding, retailers either here in Germany or in the UK, who were selling makeup products for dark skins. And so one day I saw Klarah's work and I'm like, okay, let me just slide into her DM, to try to find out, if she sells products and stuff like that. And of course she was very open. Like she was so open. I'm like, okay, and we just went from there. I was buying products from her, and then our first day, the first day we met, I think we talked makeup for like 3 hours. I was just coming to pick up some products, and we started chatting, and we didn't see the time go by. So that's how the vibe it just clicked from day one, and it's always the same until today. It's always been the same.
That's amazing. That's amazing. It's a lovely, almost love story there. The traditional African parents believe in some professions. I'm looking at being a lawyer or an engineer or a doctor, etc. So they focus so much on profession that they forget about the passion, which on the skills and talents in their kids. How do you handle the African family's view on your chosen profession?
Okay, for me, I'd say I've always been the Nyanga kind of girl in my family. I remember when before I actually came to Germany, I remember making a statement to my cousin saying, if I don't chop my money, just say I use it on my skin. Like if I don't send money home, just know I'm gonna use it to beautify myself. So I always had this passion for beauty stuff, and I think it came almost naturally to me. I used to braid hair before I was into braiding my own hair. Then makeup came, it started trending. As it started trending, I practically just switched, and I think the rest is history. I mean, my family has been very supportive. My cousins and everywhere, my mom, everyone actually supports me very well. So I think I'm on the right path. So yeah.
How was it for you?
Well, I to be honest with you, if you saw me in my school days and high school days and they told you this girl would be a makeup artist, they would tell you nah. No way. I was a geek. I never even touched my brows. I had a friend who would be like, Fanny, can you please shave those brows? And I'll be like, nope. I mean, what am I shaving brows for? The most I did back in the days was just to put Vaseline on my lips, and that was it. For me, I was fine.
That was the trend then.
But yes, I was more of the geek. If you had told me that this is what I'll be doing, years later, I would tell you, no, that's me. So the makeup just came, when I was done with my master's degree and I had my son and I was at home and I was extremely bored. But I was like sort of very adept to blogging, and back in the days, Bella Naija was was the hit on the internet. So I was always like curious as to find out like how did these ladies actually do with their skin and what kind of skin product do they use? And I came to understand that it was just makeup, and I was, what's makeup? Like I didn't even know what foundation was. If you even talked about a matte lipstick, I would be like, what is that? That is Chinese. So eventually, I started digging deep. It was really interesting. I think it brought out the artistic part of me that my dad back in the days saw, but I was always like denying because I thought, biology is my thing, but my dad had always seen, you know, that side of me. He knew that there was something there, but I kept denying it. And, you know, makeup literally drew it out of me. And yeah, that's how I started doing makeup. Now, most people who knew me in the beginning, you know, they were like, are you sure you want to take this road? I was like, I mean, it's fun. I mean, at least I'm doing it, and I'm feeling happy, you know, doing it. So in the beginning, people were like skeptical. They were like, okay, do you know what you're doing right here? You know, but I think once my family started seeing I was really getting good at it, and you know, the appreciation was coming from the internet, you know, good feedback from followers on the internet, they started saying like, you can actually make money out of this thing, or you know, and it just went from there. And I think they have seen my growth. My business has sort of grown organically, and you know, most of them just look up to me and they're like, "You are just an inspiration. Like you came from nowhere and look where you are today."
Exactly,
So,
and that's amazing, because that's the key word of this interview, actually. Be an inspiration. Be an inspiration. We want to show other people it's not always the profession. You can also use your passion to excel, especially the kids growing in this part of the world. They want to see that, yeah, as a makeup artist, you have to respect this profession. I personally, having friends like you is amazing, because I know I'm always going to have like that lovely face beat whenever there's an event. So it's an advantage to have a sister like you or a friend like you. So tell me about it. But now let's look at something else. The market is getting more and more saturated. Look at 5 years back, we didn't have these excellent makeup artists. Nowadays, there are more and more coming into the market. So you need to stand out. How do you set yourself apart? How do you stand out in such a market?
Klarah, you pick this one.
Okay. Yeah, I would say it's just actually staying true to yourself. I think we are all unique. I work with Fanny, but I think the way I do makeup is actually totally different from the way Fanny does has. So yeah, it's actually just staying true to yourself. It's a passion, it's a calling. I think the sky is big enough for everyone to shine. So it's not a competition. I'm unique in my own way, in the way I do it. So I think that's what keeps us going. I mean, we follow the passion. We try to do more advertisement. We try to be innovative. We try to keep on practicing. We share ideas. Yeah, and then the growth just continues. So we have a lot of support from other makeup artists. We have an association where we share our ideas. Yeah, Cameroon Makeup Artists Association, and we actually push each other. And yeah, we all are growing organically. So
yeah, but I think you want to add something, Fanny.
Yeah, if I want to add to that, it is yeah, everybody who like looks at the makeup industry, you know, they would always think, oh, it's so saturated, you're not going to make it there, the competition is just too much. But what I would always tell people is like, when you look at competition, you should shift your perspective regarding competition. Competition is not a bad thing, as to say competition, if there is competition in a certain market, then that literally shows you that, you know, this market is actually very healthy and there's opportunity in there for you as well. So what, you know, actually made us like set ourselves apart was the fact that, you know, we focus on our artistry first. We focus on making it really perfect and undeniably really good, you know. And once we had that set up, you know, we went out ahead, you know, to shine through it, like bring out our own personality, because as time goes by, clients are no longer, you know, the same. You know, they tend to like try to connect, you know, to you. They want to connect to you, they want to go deep. And so if they are booking your services, they also want to book the person around them on their special day. So we try to bring ourselves out, our personalities out, so that, you know, we get the clients also to also feel comfortable around us. So we use a lot of social media as well. We market it like back to back. We make clients understand that we are not only there, you know, physically just to give makeup services, but there are other aspects of makeup, you know, that we could actually give, you know, sell products like Klarah is doing, giving trainings. We did that already together. So I think that is what is setting us apart from other people, because we just don't tend to focus only on the physical service of doing makeup, but we try to, you know, look at other aspects where, you know, our services are needed, like selling products.
Right. So you diversify, which is really good. You have a diversified portfolio around beauty. That's good. And then you also personal, you do your own, the personal touch, which gives it that
Yes.
authenticity, I would say. So you remain
Yes.
authentic in what you do. And of course, the branding and marketing, which you mentioned, is all around the product of makeup, which young ones who come into it don't understand yet, right? So you try to make
Yes.
sure your diversification, your products, your branding, your marketing is top notch, your personality is very authentic. But I'm thinking my domain, right, as in IT. The IT domain, I can specialize in what I do. What about in your case, in the makeup artist domain? Do you have specialization in the type of makeup you do?
Yes, we do.
How do you specialize then?
Well, makeup, like you said, there are so many domains. I believe when you and I were going probably for the advanced level in school, we did so many subjects. We did maths, we did biology, we took so many subjects. And then we came to identify those subjects, that, where we were feeling comfortable with. That is how the makeup industry is. When you step in there, just go for it. We did so many things. We went to photo shoots, we did runway makeup,
Right.
we did a lot of dramatic makeup, editorial makeup. And once we tested everything, we
Mhm.
knew exactly, where we wanted to focus our artistry.
Mhm.
So for me personally, it was mostly editorial makeup and bridal makeup. And I decided to stay away from the runway kind of makeup. So
Mhm.
yes.
Right. Clara, anything to add there?
Yeah, I think that's basically it. Okay, I think it's also more of bridal makeup and yeah, day-to-day makeup. Yeah, we've done a little bit of runway makeup, but I think also actually depends on the demands of the clients. Most people are actually want makeup for their maybe wedding events and on a daily basis, but we don't have so many clients who are coming for what should I say, for runway. It actually comes
Mhm.
just once in a while, so
Right.
it has actually made us not really delve into that particular route, so to say. I think if we had more body paintings, kind of artistry makeup, we probably also want to actually venture into that area. So I think it's because of the demand that we actually have in the market right now. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just suggest we go on and say hello to a few people in the comment section. I'll let you do that. Started with Karen Bateki.
Hi, Karen.
Yeah, so she's watching. And then we have Batupe Josie as well in Cameroon watching.
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, Josie. And then, oh, you have greetings from Ori Chun.
Hi.
Hi.
Great. And then we have here, oh, there's someone watching as well. Corinne
Let's start rock.
Yeah, so La Star says,
Very
hey,
last
girls.
star.
Yeah, so extending greetings from you. And then we have Cheryl as well watching. We'll be having an interview. Oh, you missed
Oh,
Fanny, you
hi.
missed Corinne Lastar saying hello, hey girls, with a lot of S in the end. And then you have Cheryl watching as well. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
And then
Cheryl.
yeah, and Sam says hello, Miranda OBEN. Hello to the guests as well. So great. Yeah, we have a lot of people watching. So Ori-chan says these two amazing ladies inspire me much. And I have learned from them to think out of the box and pursue our passion and also be innovative as well. I am so proud of you ladies. Big up.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Thank
Right.
you.
That was Ori-chan for you and a couple of greetings. So yes, we've said that you are able to specialize in bridal makeup, for example. Now, how do you, I'm thinking of bridal makeups, there are different kind of constellations. There are the brides, the bridesmaids and everything. I've always wondered, I actually had a request from my vice president, Elisée Petier, whose cousin had to get married this year. It's been moved to last year. And her question is, what are your rates? So my question to you too is, how do you go about setting your rates for bridal makeup?
Clara, you want to take that?
Okay,
That particular topic is always very tricky.
yeah, but I think we still have basic packages, but then it always has to be personalized according to the demand of the client,
Okay.
because we have to take into consideration where the wedding is going to take place. We have to take into
Okay.
consideration the time. when we have to start, because if I have to do makeup in München and I'm actually in Bochum, so we have to take into consideration accommodation depending on where it is, the location and everything else, and if also there is the whole bridal train, you know. So it's actually very, we have basic packages, but then as I said, it has to be customized to fit the demand of the client. So yeah, it's not, we don't have a specific price that this is what a bridal makeup is going to cost you. So yeah, I think that
how do you do it? So do you just call up, does the bride call you up and then you make the arrangements, or what is the process like to set up a makeup session with you?
Well, initially when, you know, we have a customer approaching us, you know, the customer, first of all, would like say, okay, I'm getting married, for example, and I need a makeup artist. And so we take it step by step, because sometimes the customer just comes and just thinks, you know, we are available any day, anytime. So the first question you go about asking the customer is, okay, which day and how many people are supposed to, you know, get makeup services. And we go from there now to start arranging, you know, to start, you know, planning consultation and making sure that, you know, the dates and times, you know, work very well with our own availability. And in the course of it, you know, we also make mention of, you know, bridal contracts, because it is a tricky thing when you're dealing with brides. When we started in this business, we didn't like, you know, take bridal contracts really seriously, but with the kind of experience we've had in between, we decided to really set some really like very strict rules when it comes to brides, especially. And because of that, we have two kind of contracts already like set up, like the inland, you know, Germany brides kind of bridal contracts, and then we have the destination weddings contract, so that you know exactly, you know, which contract to show to give to your customer. And these contracts are usually they usually like take note of certain things and rates. Sometimes, you know, these international bookings tend to be more expensive, sometimes 3 times more expensive than the national bookings, because of, you know, the cost of transportation. When you're taking a plane, you know, people always think, okay, all I have to do is pay her plane ticket, you know, from from Düsseldorf airport to London Heathrow, and that's it. But you have to pay taxi fee. You have to pay for example, for the accommodation as the customer. These details sometimes are not being taken, are mostly taken for granted by most customers. And so it's very important that in the course of, you know, discussing with your customer, you communicate this not only in, you know, speech form, but also in written form, so everything is sealed and understood, so you have no form of misunderstanding, you know, when it comes, you know, to your services, giving your services on that day. So it, like Klarah said, it varies a lot, you know, depending on, you know, what kind of customer we have, and depending on the customer's demands, it varies a lot. And so we just try to like fix packages and make packages, you know, that are suitable to the customer's own budget. But that does not mean that, you know, it is charity, because honestly, this makeup, it is expensive. The products we have to use, they cost a lot of money, because, you know, these are like, you know, high-end products that we usually use on brides, you know, and it has to be taken into consideration. When we leave our kids back home to come and give you luxury services, you know, in your hotel, we take, for example, babysitters. That costs money. And so all of that is taken into consideration when, you know, we are setting our rates. So Klarah and I recently were talking about a new way to like set, you know, standard rate. So what we're thinking of doing is calculating all our expenses regarding makeup, you know, throughout the year, our annual expenses, and dividing it by 12. And when we divided it by 12, we know exactly how much we are going to, like, you know, charge for our rate, charge to our for our bridal.
Something there. Yeah, you were saying something good, the responses. And then what I take from it is, yeah, the contracts, like you mentioned, Klarah, are different. So you have to personalize them and define them. And then I take from you as well, Fanny, make sure you have these in writing, right? Ensure you have this in writing. So later on, you can always go back, because everything you discuss on the phone, you might not remember exactly what it was. And you have someone, Corinne Lastar, who says, yes, bridal contract. Yes, please. It's very, very important. It's important that you get that, especially it's her big day. Now, when you talk of high-end products, I can relate, because I've been with brides, I've had to host their weddings, and they cry a lot, you know. So you want to also use maybe some waterproof kind of makeup. Tell me, what kind of makeup, what kind of look do you choose, or what kind of products do you choose to ensure that a bride looks like this the whole day? What do you use?
But I think as you rightly said, you mentioned waterproof products. For instance, on a bridal makeup, I'm definitely going to use a waterproof eyeliner underneath her eyes where she's going to cry, and you try to make sure you use a very mattifying primer depending on her skin type too, all the same. So just so she looks, you know, always glowing throughout the day. And also, well, sometimes it's gonna happen. I'm sure she's gonna cry so bad. I remember doing a bridal makeup. By the time she got to church, oh my God! I watched the video, and everyone was all over her, and she was really wiping her face off. But somehow she looked good at the end of the day. I don't know how come I was like, oh my God, no. So, but she really cried a lot on that day. But somehow it actually, she still, she could still glow throughout the day. So as I said, I think we then have to always use high-end products, and they actually last. Yeah, I think.
Because
I know they're very
it doesn't only regard the eyeliner and the primer. Sometimes you also have the brows. I had the experience with a bride once. I drew her brows, and I think she was sweating by the time she got to church, and she brows were off, and everybody was like, "Who did your makeup?"
I didn't to say you were doing them bright. No, I didn't. I actually couldn't make it.
At that moment, you just want to step out and hide yourself somewhere.
You should be like, look, I have proof. I did it really well, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That's good, because I know you always take the pictures. And talking of pictures, I'm just telling the viewers out there, feel free to ask questions. We're here for you. Klarah's Facebook page is beautiful, spelled with B.U.TU. And then a U at the end. And then Fanny's Facebook page is Facebook Boulevard. So ladies and gentlemen, again, go to the Facebook page, like the work these ladies are doing, follow the pages. I would only recommend the best. That's me for you. I wouldn't go for anything which is less than the best of the best. So again, go to their Facebook pages and follow their work, book them for your weddings, and then have a brilliant day to remember. No point saving where you need to put your money. Put your money in the bridal makeup so you look glorious on that day. And speaking of that, I'm thinking about the schedule. Of course, the COVID-19 has impacted your work. When you have to do inland, that's in Germany, and out of Germany. So we mentioned an internationally charged schedule. Tell me a little bit what your plans for 2020 look like from January to June, and how this unfortunate COVID-19 has impacted you and your work.
Well, I don't know if I could call that, a blessing or a curse, because Klarah here, we were already starting to get booked back to back until August. So we had one international booking in Monaco. It was canceled, and we were also getting a destination wedding. I know, Monaco. we were going there to work, though, not to have fun. So both. So and then we were still in discussion with a destination wedding. It was a huge wedding party in Paris. So I was still in discussion with the customer, and unfortunately at the last minute she had to pull out of the whole agreement because of the coronavirus. So literally because last year we were trying to work on informing and educating our community out here to understand that we could also do huge bridal parties, and it actually it worked. It really worked in the sense that this year we had back-to-back huge bridal parties, and I was looking at Klarah and like, Klarah, we're going to make this because it looks like we're about to drop dead, what I'm saying right here. And I think we'll be probably sinking next year, because most of these weddings have been pushed to 2021.
Yeah. So, oh my goodness. So it's not canceled. It's more like next year will be very, very busy for you then.
It has definitely will be.
Right. So now in the lockdown, you've been able to unfortunately cancel the trip to Monaco or postpone, let's put it that way. So what are you doing now that you're home? Are you just hanging in there doing nothing? Or what is your time like during the lockdown as a makeup artist?
Klarah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah. Well, I just put our arms and slaying at home. We're actually working on other things, on trying to, do what you're doing right now. Actually be able to teach people how to do your makeup online. We are thinking of doing a Zoom class. We are doing more live on Instagram also. We are also going to be doing more live on Facebook, tutorials on Fanny's page, my page, on Cameroon makeup artist page. So we are still trying to do more YouTube videos. So yeah, we are still very, very busy during this time, though not physically, but we are still making sure that we stay relevant in this industry.
Now, I'm looking at yes, very, very saturated. Something actually crossed my mind when you were speaking there, Klarah, earlier on. You'll be very busy next year, so it means you're going to have to choose what weddings you can, what brides you can work on. Do you do that on a regular basis, having to choose your clients, or do you just say yes to every bride who calls you?
Oh, no. It actually has to depend on the schedule too, because sometimes we already booked out. So it's always better for the clients to book way ahead of time. I had clients I had a client who was supposed to get married in September this year. She booked me like October last year. So of course, such clients always have priority. So if someone comes later, definitely we'll have to cancel because we are then unavailable. Yeah, so we have to choose, and it also depends on so many things. Like sometimes the chemistry is not there. Some clients are really rude sometimes, and you're like, oh, I'm not sure I actually want to work here because it's probably going to end in some kind of misunderstanding, and you want to avoid certain things. You still want to keep the quality of your work. You want to keep your reputation. So sometimes it's not just always about the money. It's also about, are you sure this is someone you can actually work with? Because it's a very personal, for me, I think it's a very personal kind of job, because you're touching someone's face. There is that physical contact. So I think that the vibe, the chemistry just has to be right. Otherwise, I'll turn it down. Yeah.
What do you think about the chemistry?
What Klarah was saying, she's right. As makeup artists, we're not only there to like provide a certain service, we also have to have empathy. But then sometimes in try to show empathy to your clients, you do have some clients that try it, they try to push you, to the edge. And so when you realize, okay, you're not able to work with this client, you just pull out of the contract. And it has happened more than once. And in that case, you as a makeup artist, as it stipulates in the bridal contract, you have to then return the retainer or the deposit that the client paid to you. It has happened, and not every bride out there is going to be yours. That is how this market works, and you just have to accept that. In the beginning, we used to feel really bad when we lose a client. Then you get used to it. You understand, okay, for the sake of my reputation and for the sake of my business, I'm sorry, I cannot work with you. I would just advise you to find someone else.
Very good. That's why I keep stressing on the fact that you two are professional makeup artists. I repeat this so when the viewers are watching and re-watching, that's the kind of service you want to get. Not only having the makeup, but the entire value around it. So again, ladies and gentlemen, the professional makeup artists, Klarah ENIE and Fanny NZIE here as our guests today. Watch and follow their work on their Facebook pages. You see them highlighted here. And if you hear someone having a wedding this year or next year, you want to give them a gift. Don't always think of giving gifts which they might not need later. How about brightening the wedding day by offering the makeup artist of the moment? We have people commenting and, of course, insisting on the fact that they are incredibly amazing, these two makeup artists. They are the best makeup artists who are located in Lord Rhine-Westphalen, but they, of course, fly around the world for the services. So for the next bride who has her wedding in NRV and needs a makeup artist, let me know and I'll pay for your makeup artist. If you are booking Klarah and Fanny, let the bride know, or anyone watching. I'm going to pay for
them. Generous.
That's quite generous.
How generous.
I need to be a bride right now. The problem is the makeup artist.
How smart.
Wow.
You want to be the bride
awesome.
and then she gets money. That's marketing for you. But anyways, yes, tell your friends to tell your friends that if you're booking Fanny and Klarah for the next makeup or brides and bridesmaids, you let me know and I'll be in charge of the bride's makeup artist package. That's her gift, because I know the quality she's gonna get. On the other hand, I don't know how long a bridal makeup takes, so let's answer a question from Florian Numi. How many hours do you take for a good bride's makeup?
Well, if you want to wear that makeup the whole day, just be prepared to sit on our chair for like 2 hours at least, without being interrupted.
Brides, make sure if you have to leave the house at 8 a.m., then the makeup artist starts at 6 a.m. Because don't forget, I think they do the makeup before putting on the dress, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it means they even start earlier. First the makeup and then the dress and so on. So yes, that was your answer, Florian Numi. 2 hours for the bride before she can leave that makeup seat. And Corinne Lastar says, then please be mindful of original products too, please, because with fake products, that can be a disaster. Exactly. So she's just agreeing to what you say. Thank you for contributing, Corinne Lastar. She seems to know a lot about the makeup stuff. You know,
that's a colleague from Lagos, Nigeria.
No wonder. Hello to Lagos.
She's doing extremely well too.
No wonder, because her question and her comments are just like in the right direction. Hello, Corinne Lastar. She's a star, huh? Corinne Lastar.
She's a Nollywood celebrity makeup artist.
Wow. So when we're having our movie, we know who to get also to come work with us. Corinne Lastar.
Definitely.
All right, good. And then we're saying also greetings from Kati Tamofor. She says, beautiful girls. She's saying hello. And there is Lois. Hello, Lois from Berlin. This is Gloria from there. Oh, yeah, Lois is also in the comment section somewhere. And then there is Goretti. Oh, yeah. She's like, please do I need a class on how to draw your eyebrow if you draw like a 5-year-old? Okay, give Goretti
that can be arranged.
You have just 1 or 2 tips before you arrange the real class. What does she focus on when she wants to do her eyebrows?
She has to focus on how the arc of the brow, because it is very important, like in drawing your eyebrows, that you get that arc right. Okay, so what we usually do with Klarah, and Klarah probably knows this, you take probably your pencil or your brush or whatever, and you know, okay, this is where my brow starts. This is where the brow, the arc is supposed to be, and that is the tip of the brow. So that is how you know how to, do a perfect eyebrow arc on your face.
Yeah, you want to add something to that, Klarah?
No. Sorry, I was nothing. I think that's really, yeah. Also, of course, you have to consider the shape of your face. So, the shape of your eyes and your face also has to be taken into consideration. But basically, what Fanny said is the best way. I think it's supposed to work for any face type and every shape.
Okay, so face type, focusing on what you said.
Yeah,
Klarah.
because the way I draw my eyebrows is not the same way because my eyes I have hooded eyes. Okay. So I actually learned that over time how to draw before I'll draw them really round, so that the hood of my eyes were actually more bulging. So I learned afterwards to make them a little more, to fit my face and also to fit my eyes and give my eyes this flattering kind of look as you're seeing right now.
Yeah, you look great actually. Yes, but anyways, thanks for the tips depending on the shape of the face, how to put that pencil and stuff like that. I like that, Fanny. So I'm going to focus. Thank you for the question, Goretti. That's Goretti from London. Thank you so much for contributing. And then you have a lot of people, like I said, watching. You're going to watch later on. Unfortunately, the guests cannot reply to your comments while on the show, but they'll watch later on. And then you have Fidelis Fonseca, or a man who says, please share and watch some of our able sisters on online. Thank you, Fidelis.
Thank you.
Anyways, that's a bouncer name, I might say. So, I know, right? Fidelis Fonseca, thank you so much. Yes, watch and share and get the tips when it comes to makeup. And what you just said earlier on, Fanny, Florian confirms. She says d'accord, like how to put that pencil and stuff. Because when we get it wrong, we trace the eyebrows, and then the guys are like, who drew your face like that? And apropos guys and saying who drew your face like that, how do you react to men who have a very funny way of looking at your job? With men who say things which are not really the best. They have a misconception, I would say, to think that makeup in general maybe is not a good idea because you're transforming the women or making the women look too scary. What is your take on the men who don't really understand the profession?
My take at that is makeup has always existed from the time of Cleopatra and Caesar. There has always been makeup, and it is just getting better and better, like technology. So same way, you know, guys like, you know, football and, you know, other hobbies and stuff like that. For men, we women, we just like to look good. It has always been the case. Even in the Bible, what was her name? The lady who was able to win, I don't know, Miss something in the Bible.
Quote where it is in the Bible.
You have to bring your Bible here, or after this live, go to the Bible, find the verse, and write in here.
Esther. That was Esther. Esther was chosen by the king, not only because she was beautiful, but she had enhanced her beauty. If we look into those verses, her beauty was enhanced. Hallelujah. And that's how the king got to choose her. So makeup has always been an armor for women, you know, to get the men's attention. So please.
What about the men who insist their wives shouldn't wear makeup because they want to have the wives natural? What do you tell the men?
I would say let your wife be, you know, live and let live. Yeah, you know.
I think.
What will you say, Clara?
No, I was gonna say I think people actually like what they like and don't like what they don't like. The wife is my client, not the husband, unfortunately. So I have to actually work with the demands of my client, and we don't transfer. Okay, we don't make people. Makeup simply enhances. Of course, it may not be done right, but it's something that where you get to master eventually. I think, you can convince the man to like it. I'm sure. At least I think I've heard good comments from husbands.
Yeah, sorry, Clara. I also think that the reason why, you know, some men are really very skeptical about this makeup thing is because a lot of people may have, you have people, they have expensive makeup, but they don't know how to apply makeup.
That's what I'm saying. Makeup, it has to be done right.
But it has to be done right. So, you know, I can understand their point of view, you know, coming, you know, from that end and saying, okay, they don't want their wives to wear makeup. They have probably seen makeup that has been applied wrongly. Apply makeup well, and you have somebody looking good, and you would appreciate your wife's beauty.
Right. I'm just going to show a little. Go ahead, Clara. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, sometimes when they term us con artists, we are very deceptive. I have men writing to me like, "Oh no, what you're doing, you have to be taken to jail. This is this is 419. This is so deceptive. You can't just transform ladies like this." But sometimes I would say, most often the extreme transformation is actually seen, for instance, when someone has really lots of blemishes. That's why it looks as if it's extremely transformed. Otherwise, for instance, I know when I do Miranda's face, her face looks almost the same. You just simply enhanced. So I don't think we really do. And for me, makeup is just like it's like an accessory. It complements your outfit. I don't see anything wrong in trying to, you know, look glamorous every once in a while. Come on, it's like putting on some nice shoes or an expensive coat or an expensive Rolex watch.
Right, and like you said also, yeah, of course, the expensive Rolex watch, it doesn't mean you go and sleep with it, go and shower with it. So it's once in a while. So angle you're coming from. Yeah. And you earlier mentioned on also, yeah, you don't look like you look beautiful and gorgeous now on camera. It doesn't mean at home you always necessarily put all that makeup on. You're also just natural, just relaxed. So the men get to see that natural side of you. It's only when you need to step out to some great events, which you take part of both nationally and internationally, that you look the way you look. I'm actually thinking of getting you girls, I wish I could get you a private jet, because the way your portfolio is growing.
Amen.
So that when you just get a booking, you just tell the player like wheels up in 5.
Amen.
And you're out of there. But anyways, keep dreaming, keep working hard. I'm looking at a couple of pictures of your work here, and I think this is really fascinating. Let's start with you, Klarah. This look is really beautiful. I see what you said that about the eyebrows there and the arc, where you go and get the arc and then the top. I also see another client of yours here. Who is this, Klarah?
This is my Ghanaian friend.
Right.
Yeah, so
that's a beautiful look as well. I like the
I actually decided to send you some color and some nude looks, so you can actually see the contrast, because I know most people actually, because I love colored looks on myself, most people always think I cannot. I am not able to do a nude makeup look, so that's why I decided to like show myself.
Actually, I always tease Klarah, and I tease her, and I say probably when you were born, your mom was putting colors in your milk bottle, something, you know, like the girl, she's just about colors.
Yes, I know that about Klarah. So, do you focus now on the eyes more or on the lips more when you wear makeup? When I look at her face now, the eyes, the lips, what do you bring out more? What do you enhance more?
Pretty much everything. We try to enhance the eyes, because it is important that, you know, they command attention. Like, you know, when she's looking at you and you're like, wow, you know. And also the skin has to be well done, textured, and, you know, radiant, you know. And we try to like use highlight and contouring to be able to reshape, you know, the face in a more beautiful, you know, shape, so to say.
Right. Yeah, I see Klarah, there's a queen of colors. She's got a very good play with colors as well. So that's great. And thanks for the response to that. I also have someone here who is wearing, this is red, deep red lipstick, and then how you shape the eyes as well. I think this is your work, right, Klarah? Because I see your logo.
Yes, that's the former Miss Cameroon 2018.
Okay.
Yes, that was for her birthday 2 months ago. So like most of my clients, they always like cool eyes and then the bold, this whole red lipstick kind of glam. So yeah, that's what I actually did for her birthday. Yeah.
Great. And we also have some of your work here as well, Fanny. You have this lovely dark bronzed lady here. So who is this lady, Fanny?
Oh, that's my muse.
Okay.
That's my muse. She has always been my muse. When I started doing makeup on faces, I started with her face. I evolved on her face, and I still practice on her face.
Oh, so I wish you could practice on mine. I want to please offer my face. You know, I want to offer my face for you to practice on, because I really love the enhancing of the beauty, right? Not the transformation, the enhancing. And I tell you what, I went to Cameroon last December for the Returnees Project event, and just like Klarah was saying about my face and how smooth it is naturally, so these young hostesses who came, they were like, it's actually her face. And I'm like, yes, it's my face. And they were like, I use filters. And I'm like, what filters are you talking about? That's just my face.
Your face.
Yeah, so Klarah was like, yes, it's so smooth, it's easy to do the makeup. So it's really good to have that kind of skin. How do you have this smooth kind of smooth skin with the blemishes? How easy is it for you to transform? I'm looking at your work here. This lady, who is this and where is she?
Okay, this is a Ghanaian model that I called upon because the day I met her, I think her face shape spoke to me, because I hadn't worked with this kind of face shape before. It's kind of hexagonal in shape, and I was like, you know, probably the most challenging thing to do here with her face would be to do the right, you know, highlight and contouring. So she is Harriet. She's a Ghanaian model, and yeah, I was so proud of myself on that day. I had to step back and I was like, is this my work? Is this my work?
Is this my work? Great job, Fanny. I can't say it, but great job. Okay, now I see another one very artistic here. I think this is one of your collection as well, Fanny. How did you come about this look and what was the story?
Well, 2 years ago, there was a lot of trend on Instagram, with doing, photo shoots and flowers, and I wanted to bring that out on dark skin because you saw it very much more on white skin. So I contacted this model, Nyango, and she's from Kenya, and I also contacted a German photographer, Heiner Kupke. He's actually also a celebrity photographer, and I asked him if he wanted to collaborate with me. So these were my fresh beginnings. Like in the beginning, I was just calling on every photographer. I knew every model and, working in collaboration to be able to like bring out my creativity. And so I directed this photo shoot in Cologne, and he came all the way from Hamburg. I was so grateful because normally he wouldn't do it for nothing. So he came all the way from Hamburg, and we did this shoot in such a small room, but these were literally amazing shots from him, and I was so proud of the work we did that day.
Right. We're also talking about we've looked at your work. We've talked a little bit about tips on makeup and all that, being authentic and stuff. I think about women who are not that authentic. This syndrome, this copycat syndrome in general. What is your take on work which is not yours, but you pass it as yours? Imagine you did something like this, and on the next day you see another makeup artist do something plus or minus pretty much your work. What do you feel about copycats?
Well, they copy from me, I feel happy. Like at least I was able to inspire you to do that kind of work. But what I would advise a makeup artist in this industry is like, do not be distracted by competition. Always try to keep true to your signature, to your work, because that is what would take you places. Everywhere, like every person I do makeup on, if they step out, somebody will like, Fanny did your face.
Yeah.
If Klarah does someone else's makeup, they know exactly that is Klarah. So every makeup artist needs to know and like develop their own signature makeup, so that that is what would pull you out of the lot. That is what would make you move forward. And the copycat thing is just a distraction. You are not, if you try to copy from everybody, you are going to be confused, and at the end of the day, you will not stand out, as a unique kind of makeup artist.
Okay, what about you, Klarah? What do you think about copycats?
Yeah, I'd say it's almost difficult to copy someone. I'd say people draw inspiration from others. I would say not really copying, because this is something. It's a talent. It's an art. It's practically impossible to do it. I've seen Fanny do makeup 1,000 times. But we still go to it, the same room. We do this crowd, and people, as she said, we can still identify what Klarah did or what Fanny did. But I still learn some things from Fanny. That sometimes we still do makeup challenges whereby we take a work of a makeup artist and we try to replicate. So I think to grow, you have to keep on practicing, and sometimes you need some kind of inspiration. But still, I'll say you still have your unique or your own signature kind of look. So yeah, I think it's difficult to actually just really replicate something that someone else did. Yeah.
Great. Before we take a question, which is, I want to know more about your challenges you face as makeup artists. There's a question from someone watching. That's there's Glory Kicks. She says, do you sell skincare products?
No, I don't.
No? I don't. Okay. And then there is another question coming in from Karen Beteki. Please, is it advisable to sleep with your makeup on?
No.
Karen, you heard that. No.
No, Karen, no. Please, Karen. Wash your face.
Wash your face.
Right. And then, of course, following the other response, again, Goretti said, thanks for the tips, girls. You look gorgeous. And
Thank you.
And then, a question from Bessam is back. Okay. Imagine a customer asked you for a makeup style that was unsuitable for them. How do you handle it?
Well, the thing is, when you have a bride, for example, who is sitting in your chair, there are some key sentences that the bride would let out that would make you understand that, okay, this person, a nude makeup would rather fit this person or a glam makeup look. When a bride tells you, I've never worn makeup in my life, then you want to first of all go, you want to tone it down with her first before she's like, why did you transform my face like this? So you want to go first of all nude with her. That's the first thing. Now, if a client knows her makeup, because I've had cases like that where a client, I would do like a skin work that is perfect, matches her skin tone, everything from head to chest, everything, and the client says she wanted 2 shades lighter.
Right. Okay.
Honey, at that level, you have to just use your marketing techniques, to make the client understand, look, this is how it's gonna be. It won't look really nice, Imagine the photographer is taking pictures of you and your face looks, 10 shades lighter than the rest of your body. Imagine you looking at that in 10 years. I mean, how would you feel? People would laugh at you, So you try to that is more of a personal conversation you are having with a customer at that level right now.
Right.
And you try to use words that are not too offensive, but at the same time you try to show the customer other options, that could actually work really well with them. It has happened twice in my case.
Right. Okay. So anything to add there, Klarah?
Yeah, I'd say it's quite common to meet clients who actually have a particular picture they want to probably look like Beyonce or Kim Kardashian. And yeah, of course. And yeah, of course, as Fanny rightly said, you have to try to convince them. In the case of a bride, that's why I would always recommend that you do a consultation before, a trial before. Not that on the wedding day that's when we want to try. And as she said, you want 2 shades lighter. Right. When it's on a trial, we have a long time when it comes to doing trials. So you can actually go ahead and try the 2 shades lighter, and then show her. Then she can see it, and then she's convinced that, okay, this doesn't look nice. Maybe my face is 2 shades lighter, my neck is something else. So when it comes to such a client, it's always if you have enough time, it's something that you can actually try and convince her. Otherwise, that look, it's not going to work. These are examples. And you can also you can have a face like mine. I want to look like Kim Kardashian. It's not possible. I can't do it. There's some contouring techniques. Yeah, we are not God. I can only simply enhance your natural beauty. I can't transform it to something else. I'm not a plastic surgeon. So yeah.
Can someone get me looking like Halle Berry?
Sorry, we're not working. We're not God secretary, so we cannot do anything.
Somebody's like, please, I want to look very much like Beyonce. Can you do that? And you girls are sitting like, you think we're here to take off God's job or something like that? No, please. We do a lot. We enhance your beauty, but transforming you like that, mommy, you have to stay without your face. All right. But anyways, there is something which you have not talked about during this interview, and that is the fact that you can actually do beautiful wigs. So we have Kati Tamofo from Berlin saying they also do beautiful wigs, just like what Klarah has on now. So tell us, Klarah, you have some more hidden talents?
Yes, actually. Yes, I make wigs, and also I design t-shirts too. I'll probably add the link there. I design makeup t-shirts. Unfortunately, it's not one of them, but they have like, some of them have like an exotic African woman who has makeup on, so they're actually very varied. And I also make wigs. Yes, I do. Like what I'm wearing right now, I think I did that yesterday. And yeah, so I'm into different things.
Okay, so you see, we didn't know that. Now we have our viewers getting this information, which we haven't had from the beginning of the interview. Thank you so much, Kati Tamofo. Yes, Klarah does beautiful wigs. So this summer, if the summer is gone, remember, start planning for next year, right? Order your wigs. And also, Klarah, go to Facebook and check on Faces of Klarah. Now you want to see comedy, Oh my goodness, you will be shocked. She's a makeup artist, but she knows a lot of things. Now, Klarah, I'm busting your bubbles. She's got a lot of hats on. She doesn't only smile and look beautiful, but Klarah, there is a question by Goretsi which says, what's the career progression for a makeup artist?
Not sure if I actually understand that question, but I would say you first of all start, by trying to look at, what branch you would like to, take in this artistry or in the industry. You can decide to go for bridal. You can decide to go for, I don't know, runway makeup, or I don't know, body painting. It's all yours. Now, once you've tested everything, what I actually advise many people like jumping into the industry is to collaborate a lot. Collaborate with photographers, collaborate with models too, because this is exercise for you and also experience for you. So you know how to work when you find yourself in a real-time situation, when you are booked, for your service. So do that a lot in the beginning. And of course, it can be tiring and it can be, time consuming and also financially kind of stressful, but it is really, really advisable to do that. Now, when you must have mastered your craft, usually it happens, after, 4 or 5 years into the industry, make sure that, as you grow, you also make sure that your books are kept in order. So what I mean right now is you are handling your finances, because these are certain aspects that some makeup artists tend to ignore, but it's really important. You have to make sure that you check your finances, you get your public liability insurances, you get your lawyers at hand, you register your company. These are things that are you make invoices. Make sure that as you grow, professional, like you really you are professional as you are growing into the industry, because it's not all about just getting money or getting the bookings. It is all about protecting yourself as well, from people troublemaking and maybe damages on your equipment. Now, when you must have reached a level where you think, okay, I can master the art of makeup right now, and I give my services physically, what I advise is to look at the broad spectrum that this industry actually offers. And when I'm talking about broad spectrum, I'm talking about selling products, for example. I'm talking about offering trainings for people who are just starting. I'm talking about often giving trainings to your customers. Be attentive to the demands of your customers, because that is where the next solution is going to come. When somebody comes and says, oh, I don't know how to draw my eyebrow, that is where your next solution should come. You should understand, oh, my customers also have these issues, and I could actually offer a service that could actually match the demands. So literally, that is the pathway you have to take, especially if you want to do it big in the future. Now, if you just want to earn money and stay at home, well, you could always just end there, at your level of gaining your bookings and gaining money and having money from there, and that's it. But at the level at which Klarah and I are right now, we really want to go further. We want to broaden the whole, look at what this industry offers aside from just being physically there to offer our services. That is why I'm saying COVID-19 was some sort of a blessing, because those things we did not really take into consideration. We are looking closer at them right now, and we're preparing those things actually for 2021. That's why I'm saying 2021 is going to be such a stressful year, because we're going to have classes. We're going to have full bookings. We're going to open websites, sell online. It is all getting ready, right now that we're at home. And Lord help us. That's just all I can say.
Right. Lord help you. And of course, I'm seeing you're very spiritual and biblical, Fanny. That's a good touch for a makeup artist, if you know what I mean.
Oh,
right. So
you have to be
God is the final say, and all we're doing, we give glory to Him. The fact that our families are not affected, the fact that we're not crying right now, we're actually talking makeup in the middle of a crisis. We're talking actually professional makeup and how your Basically, your profession has been halted. Your international profession is on hold until you can carry on, and you're telling other young people what to do with the time they have on their hands now. But when I look at all the success you've had so far building your career using your passion, what challenges have you faced so far?
Well,
yes, yes. And how do you overcome them?
okay, I'd say it's very challenging. It's a very challenging profession. I'd say that's why it's very important that it has to be your passion, because if you're actually only going there for money, trust me, you're going to dump those bags and throw away those brushes. Especially working with the African community, it's really tough. We have the problem with pricing. People don't want to pay, because I think it's a profession which is kind of undervalued. Like, people don't understand, why am I supposed to pay a certain amount of money for something I'm going to wear for 2 hours, 3 hours, and things like that. So so we actually face that a lot. And as Fanny said, you have to have empathy, you have to have patience. Trust me, if you're hot-tempered, this is not for you. Because we actually get bad mouthed sometimes, and I have to probably just wink at Fanny, like, let's just be cool about this, because people really push us to the edge. It's really challenging working with our people. So it's not like in America or in the UK, where I think makeup artistry is more valued. Germany is still growing. So we actually try to make them understand that it's just not about these 2 hours I'm actually sitting here with you. You have to take into consideration it's a continuous process. We keep on learning every single day. We keep on investing. We have to stay abreast with the trends and what the market is offering. New products come on every day. We can't just because I know how to draw eyebrows, that's not enough. I have to keep on watching what's happening in the makeup world. So so we have continuous training. We have to invest in products. Sometimes I've bought products which I can use. I have to throw them away because they are not appropriate. I have to try them on myself first, and maybe 1 or 2 uses. So those things you have to take into consideration. We work during the weekends, which means our kids are not in school. They're at home. We have to look for a place to keep them. It's a service where most people want you to come to their houses or to your hotels. You have to think about transportation. We have to work at night because you want to go for an event at night. So all of those things, we have to take them into consideration. But most people don't really understand that. It's like, why am I giving you this amount of money for? What is it? Now for 3 years, now for 3 months, that kind of a thing. So we have to try to make them understand. Sorry?
Not plot.
Yeah, really, not plot. So that's something we try to educate people and try to make them understand that it's more than just an hour of work. It is quite, people say, how much are you earning for 1 hour for 1 hour of work? It's my product, it's my service, it's something that and also I'm trying to bring your vision into reality. I mean, I think, come on, pay us for that.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely for pay for the service you get. Not forgetting that when you go there and you look good and you look that professional, you earn the respect of people in the room when you come out looking the way you look. I mean, when I think I have to step on the stage, I'm like, Klarah, if you're not here, I'm not going to host that event, because there is a huge difference. When you came into my life, Klarah, when I hold the microphone, the self-confidence is different. I go out there, I know I look great, and then I could talk more. It's the same with everybody, ABC, who go to a party or a panelist at a conference as well. When I have a conference and they sit there on the panel, the photographers take pictures. You feel good when you stand out in your beauty, which has been enhanced, like you say. So I really see with you that for the prices you request, pay that, because you're working now. We've noticed with the coronavirus what the effects of viruses could be. I mean, the COVID-19 is a novel virus, but there's always been the chance of you taking someone from people's faces and all over the place.
True.
So exactly what you're doing should actually be respected. I say again, and you get what you deserve for it. So tell them Miranda said pay the money.
Pay the money.
Pay the money, girls. Okay, now as we're wrapping up this interview slowly, I want to ask you, if someone just goes online and looks at your pictures and is like, I'm not going to work with Klarah because she has too much color on. I don't think I want to work with our makeup artist. What do you tell them about your work, your artistry or so? Because they just judge you from the pictures they've seen. So what would you say in such a case?
I'd say, first of all, okay, sorry. First of all, yes, I love playing around with colors. I think as a makeup artist, we should be able to, it's creativity. I can't just do nude makeup every single day. And most often my clients don't want to wear colors. So I have to be my own muse. So I have no choice than to practice these colors on my face. So over time, I think last year I tried to do more nude makeup also on myself, just so clients get to see that it's not about my personal taste. I can actually, bring what you've envisioned into reality. So yeah, that's practically what I do.
So you just play around with the colors, so you can do. Yes, Fanny.
Yeah, to add to what Klarah was saying, in as much as every makeup artist tries to have his or her own signature, in her artistry in this industry, it is also a sort of ground rule for nearly every makeup artist to be versatile, in execution. So this means that I'm when I wear my makeup, Klarah will be like, what have you done on your face? I see, and I'll be like, why are you coloring your face like that? So it is this pool of differences that makes the whole thing really interesting. But that does not mean that if you come and say, hey, I want more color on my face, that I will not be able to execute the vision that you have for your makeup look, and vice versa. So people have a lot of that misconception, but we just always tend to make them understand we are professionals. The first rule is for you to be versatile, with the kind of makeup that you execute on your customers. So definitely feel free, don't be afraid. If you want nude from Klarah, she definitely will give you the nude that you need. And if you want color from me, I would make sure you are satisfied.
Right. Yeah. I actually like the blend or play between you two and how you work. So I can feel the fun you have both on the scenes and behind the scenes as well. So again, what we recommend for women working together. But how do you make this your makeup marriage work so well, so effortlessly? How do you do that? What's the secret? What should women learn from you to know how to work with each other? You know what people think about us anyways.
Well, first thing is, I don't see Klarah as competition. I see Klarah as somebody, who has the potential to make me also better. Always tell yourself that, even if you think you know everything, you don't know everything. And so there's always that one person that would always add, knowledge and value to what you already have. And so this is literally the philosophy by which we work. When I see something that Klarah would definitely need, and I know she's been dragging her legs the whole time and not doing it, so I would definitely say, hey, it's time for you to go do that class. Remember you had an issue at this level, so go and do that class. And if I see also that, because the thing with Klarah and I is Klarah hates administrative work. She hates it. So what I always try to do is I literally drag her and teach her, how to do it, because that's my forte. Our contract is literally, I'm the one handling it. So we handle it, but then I make her understand you need to know how to go about these contracts, because the day I'm not there, how do you think you're going to manage it?
Question.
So question. So it's like you said in the beginning, it's just a marriage, we are different, but we compromise at certain levels, and we just hold each other's hands and complete each other too. So
that's amazing. I love the marriage.
The problem with women is sometimes we tend to look at each other as competition. No, that's not the way forward. The way forward is support your girl, empower her. and it's going to come back to you also.
Sure. So
Very true.
you heard, yeah, you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. The best way is to empower each other and empower your girl, and you two will succeed together. Talking to two successful makeup artists in Germany who have gone very international with their art and their passion. Now, to wrap up, I would like to hear, what are your favorite songs? What kind of music do you like?
Is that a question or an answer?
What music do you like, Fanny? What do you like listening to?
Okay, me, very old school, meaning that, you know, back in the days of Cisco and Drew Hill, woo,
And Boys to Men.
I like R&B, old school R&B.
Old school R&B. Yeah.
Okay. And what about you? Same thing as well?
Yeah, I think I'm also old school R&B and yeah, Nigerian and the recent Cameroon music too. Yeah, what is trending right now in Cameroon, the Kosi and the like. I love them, and yeah, Nigerian music. And then when it comes to hip hop or R&B, it's old school.
So did you also listen to Missy Elliott, Get Your Freak On?
Definitely, we all dance to that.
All right, sounds like a plan. Now to wrap up, I always request my guests to have a message because like we joke and laugh, but the world is facing, we said, right, an unprecedented crisis. Our hearts go out for families who are mourning at the moment. I thank you on behalf of my team for finding the time to talk with me today. But I won't let you go unless you give a message to the world. What is a special message, starting with you then, Fanny, you would like to give to the world?
This too shall pass. That is my message. This too shall pass, and we will look back at this in years to come as in the highlights of 2020, you know, on TV and every other place. For those who are like struggling and, you know, finding themselves probably in a dear financial situation right now because of COVID-19, all I can tell you is make use of your talents today. If you didn't know what your talent was and you were just depending on your 9-to-5 job to be able to survive, this is probably that time for you to do a retrospective, because God, He created us and He gave each and every one of us a talent. Now it is the time for you to make that retrospective and look, okay, what is it? What can I do really well and try to monetize it, you know, online. The online business has boomed, you know, in this period of COVID-19. And it is about like the things we used to like take for granted. It is they have value, they have shown to have value, you know, during this period. So take advantage of that, you know, to make money, have a side hustle. It is good. Honestly, it opens doors that your 9-to-5 job may not open for you. So this too shall pass.
Great. Now your message to the world, Klarah.
Yes, I'd say for me, I'd say focus on the positive. I know sometimes it's really bleak, this trying times, but I think if you try to be very, very optimistic, count your blessings, then complain about what you don't have. I think that has worked for me, and I think it's going to work for you. Focus on, just keep on, wake up in the morning and count your blessings. I think that's something that you're going to, which is going to come very handy in overcoming certain trials that we face in life. So for me, that's it. Stay inspired, still stay positive, and keep the hope burning. This too shall pass.
This too shall pass. Yes, this too shall pass. Keep your lipstick red. Stay focused, stay positive. You have passed on your message to the world. This too shall pass. Use the time to go to online. Understand everything is becoming digital these days. Remember your 9-to-5 job. I'm an IT engineer, but Monday through Friday, that's what I do. But we get to hear.
Okay, I think the time is.
Okay, but we're still online.
Yes, I know.
I think she had a crash.
Possibly.
Yes, she had a crash. So how did you do that red lipstick? Your life.
Oops. I'm gonna. I think I'll do a tutorial, honestly, with this red lipstick. But I actually wrote this about my red lipstick collection on the blog, on my blog, on my
Yes,
beautiful you blog.
the,
Yeah,
that was
I'm wearing,
the Mac
I'm
Mac
wearing
Dance with
four
me and
beautiful.
Smashbox. What
Yeah,
was the shade of Smashbox?
I have to check. But I think I have like 4 or 5 shades right now on my lips.
You said
I have
lie.
Colourpop. Seriously, I have Colourpop. I have like 3 MAC and then 1 Smashbox.
Come and see me raiding your your room right now for
Don't
all
come to
those
my house.
lipsticks. Come to my house.
Don't
I'm
come
so
to my house.
inviting myself.
It's COVID time. Please stay at your place. What should we send a message to Miranda or something?
Yes, probably
Let me
because we're still
send her.
live.
Let me send her a message. Maybe she.
I'm back. I'm sorry, ladies. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay, I hope
Yes.
Fanny will be coming back. But anyway, we just had the special message. What did I miss? What did I miss?
The lipstick I have on my, the lipstick I have on.
All right. Thanks, ladies, for waiting. Anyway, so I hope Fanny comes back. We were just wrapping up, but I'll give you a chance each to say hello to someone out there in the world. We know we're currently locked down, so when Fanny comes back, sorry, Fanny, I'm sorry about that. My fault. To say hello to someone in the world as we now wrap up the interview. Who would you like to greet? Fanny?
Oh, my mom. My mom, and to tell her she is in the Risiko Gruppe because she's in Cameroon right now. And I need her to stay safe. That woman is my backbone. She's my rock. You know, I need her alive. So please, Mom, if you see it,
mommy.
stay safe, please, for us, for your grandchildren. Oh, my mom, definitely. And my
mommy,
brother.
Stay safe. Yes, your brother too, brother. Yeah?
Yes.
Great. Who would you want to say hello to, Clara?
Oh my God, I'm just going to give a shout out to everyone, my friends and my family members. They've been so supportive to all my makeup colleagues, my fashionista, my friends in Norway, everyone. I love you all the fans and the clients. You guys are phenomenal.
Right. So as we wrap up with Missy Elia, Get Your Freak On.
Yay!
I want to thank you so much for
tuning
in. After party. Thank you, girls, for tuning in. It was really a pleasure. I'm very happy.
Oh, it's a Zoom party. Rose, where are you from? Get your freak on.
Yeah, I'm the hottest ram. I play up. Y'all can stop me now. Listen to me now. I'm lasting 20 rounds. And if you want me, then come on get me now. Since you with me now, then biggie bounce. I know you think the way I shoot my style. Hello.
Woo, now I see the girls loosening up. So on behalf of my team, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. It's 7 p.m. We have another interview with Cheryl Ndassi. So we'll be having an interview with Cheryl Ndassi at 7. Today we had Klarah ENIE and Fanny NZIE, an amazing duo here, top makeup artists in Germany, and they tell us about, tips and how to get your freak on. Let's put it that way. So thank you, ladies. Have a beautiful evening, and I'll stay connected to all your pages.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Push them out. Silence when I spit it out. In your face, open your mouth, give you a taste. Hello, ain't no stopping me. Copywritten, so don't copy me. Y'all do it Stop believe, and y'all can't come me. I know you feel me now. I know you hear me now. I scream it loud and proud. Missy gon' blow it down. People gon' play me now. In and out of town. Cause I'm the best around. With the tricky style. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
Bye bye.
So, ladies and gentlemen, huge pleasure to meet you. Thank you to my team. I'll see you again 7 p.m. Sunday, 26th of April with Cheryl Ndasi as we talk about natural hair versus wigs. So stay tuned and I'll see you again in 30 minutes. My name is Miranda OBEN and I want to thank my brilliant team which is working behind the scenes to make sure all of this is possible. Hello, Sant. It's a pleasure to always have you here. Hello, Sant. Thank you so much for always tuning in. And also, hello to Rosie Focon who tuned in, and of course to Kix who tuned in as well. Thank you all so much for following our live series, Empowering and Staying Strong. I'll be back at 7 p.m. with Cheryl Ndasi, who will talk about natural hair versus wigs, and we'll talk about no relaxers for kids. So stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Bye for now.